Over time, our desires, experiences, and needs in our sex lives change quite a bit. Let's take a look at what these different phases can look like, and I'll throw in a few tips to keep passion alive along the way. Hello and welcome. I'm Dr. Helene, clinical psychologist and relationships expert. Today we're diving into an exciting topic, the evolving journey of sexuality for men and women. Sexual peak and what it really means. Let's start with a common question. When do men and women reach their sexual peak? Biologically, men are thought to reach their peak around ages 18 to 21. This is when testosterone levels are highest, which can mean a strong desire for sex. For women, the peak typically comes a bit later, around ages 30 to 35, as they gain confidence and a stronger sense of what they desire. But here's the important thing. Peak doesn't mean that sexual interest or satisfaction decreases afterwards. Instead, it just marks a phase where biological factors align with peak interest. So, let's take a look at the phases of sexual development in a bit more detail. Phase 1. Sexual debut. Let's start with the early years, when many people experience their sexual debut. Usually in the late teens or early 20s. It's often a time for exploring new feelings, curiosity, and a few awkward learning experiences. At this stage, a lot of people are experimenting and starting to understand their sexual identity. Phase 2. Single life, finding confidence. Moving into the 20s and early 30s, single life is often about getting more comfortable with one's sexuality. Men who may have started with a high drive often learn to slow down and appreciate emotional connection alongside physical attraction. Women, often growing in confidence during this time, become more attuned to what they like, what they don't like, and what makes them feel desired. Phase 3. Relationship and family life, balancing passion with parenting. For those who enter into long-term relationships or start families, often in their 30s or 40s, maintaining passion can feel like a challenge amid new responsibilities. When kids come into the picture, time, energy, and priorities shift. It's easy for intimacy to get pushed aside, and many couples struggle to keep the spark alive. While it might sound unromantic, planning time for intimacy can be a lifesaver. Knowing there's dedicated time for connection helps to build anticipation. Also try micro moments, a quick kiss, holding hands, or a compliment to show your partner you're still invested. And don't underestimate the power of a weekend getaway to reconnect. Phase 4. Rediscovering intimacy. Once kids are a bit older, or if a couple simply wants to break out of a routine, they may look to spice things up in their long-term relationship. Often in 40s or beyond, couples may want to rekindle passion and explore new ways to connect sexually. Whether it's role-playing, using props, exploring sensual massage, or even exploring fantasies, mixing up your routine can bring excitement and connection. This is a time when emotional intimacy and creative new experiences can bring a deeper level of satisfaction. Phase 5. Divorce and new beginnings. Let's face it, not all relationships last forever. Many people find themselves re-entering the dating world after divorce. At this stage, you may feel like a mix of excitement and uncertainty, bringing a wealth of experience, but also a need for self-compassion. Men and women in this phase often rediscover who they are, what they want, and prioritize fulfilling relationships. Embracing sexuality throughout every stage. So, as you can see, sexuality is a journey that shifts and evolves over time. What mattered in your 20s may look very different in your 40s or 50s. Each stage has its own unique opportunities and challenges, but with a little curiosity and openness, each one can be a time of deep connection and growth. And that's all for today. Thank you for joining me. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. What phase do you feel you're in? And what's something new you'd like to try? Until next time, take care.